Boston, Boston, Boston. Just when many people, including myself, thought that it was basically over after Jaylen Brown got a season-ending injury, they followed this up with a very strong play-in-game performance against the Washington Wizards. Now with this being said, the expectation that many have is that Boston is going to get destroyed by the Brooklyn Nets. But with this being said, this series is going to be extremely entertaining, and the first aspect of this has to be through Kemba Walker. Jayson Tatum, we're already expecting him to drop at least 30 points a night. There's a reason I'm barely going to talk about him in this video. He already has these high expectations just by how well he plays game in and game out. For Kemba though, it's a completely different story. Through an up and down regular season to say the least, it has been extremely inconsistent. But in that game against the Wizards, where he was able to finish with 29 points and 7 rebounds, he was very efficient from the field and was very aggressive throughout the whole game. This didn't just happen to be a fluke either. How's this the case? Well, let's look at the game tape, shall we? Kemba Walker, in the 10 games that Jaylen Brown didn't play in the regular season pre-injury, showed this same type of play, with averages of 25.9 points, 4.2 rebounds, and 4.2 assists per game. In simplicity, it's the Kemba Walker that Celtic fans were expecting from the one that used to play in Charlotte. With the key player going down, it just means more reps for Kemba, and with more reps, more confidence has to come. At this point though, Kemba and Tatum, as good as these two can be, are only two players compared to what the rest of Brooklyn can offer. What the Celtics need is that third player to step up, and whether he starts or comes off the bench, I think it's pretty obvious as to who it has to be. When the Celtics in the trade deadline traded for Evan Fournier, they knew what they were getting. A guard that is able to score on his own, score from the perimeter, and score around the rim. An all-around scorer to help this team. Fournier fit in pretty nicely already, but similar to what Kemba Walker has showed us, Evan has been able to fit in nicely to that third player role. Ever since Brown got injured, Fournier to finish off the season was able to average 20 points, 4 rebounds, and 6 assists a night. He is showing both to Brad Stevens and to Celtic fans that he can be that playmaking guard to step up and help run the show that Jaylen Brown used to do with Jayson Tatum. Fournier is going to be that guy, alongside Kemba Walker and Jayson Tatum, to help go up against that gauntlet of superstars in the Brooklyn Nets. If this doesn't happen, there is no chance whatsoever that the Boston Celtics can make this an entertaining series. But with this being said, even if the Celtics are able to get Kemba and Fournier playing out of their minds, it doesn't guarantee anything unless a couple more key players are able to step up. Think whatever you want about Marcus Smart, he's inefficient, he hurts the Celtics on the offensive end. Whatever you want to say about that, this guy is so good on the defensive end that you need him on the court for those 48 minutes. He can guard multiple positions on the court, and he will hustle for every loose ball. And this is something that the Celtics are direly going to need, because in a series where they aren't quote unquote as talented, how they can make this up is just by grinding out these games. The Clippers, back when they didn't have Kawhi, came up against a very good Warriors team, and still, without anybody, they were able to extend it to 6 games. A big reason as to why that happened is that the Clippers just played with heart, and they didn't give up. Marcus Smart and Romeo Langford are those types of players. I don't know if Romeo will get minutes in the postseason due to how Brad Stevens operates, but this guy finished the season off so well. He can guard, he can move his feet, and he does all the little plays that won't show up on the stats, but will on the win or loss column. So, at the end of the day, the Celtics are massive underdogs, and there's a reason why. But knowing how well Brad Stevens has been able to operate with marginal talent. The Celtics can make this an entertaining series. And I just want to say this one thing. If the Celtics can get this to a 2-2 series, the Brooklyn Nets are going to have all the pressure, not the Celtics. They're playing on house money. The Nets, it's championship or bust. Keep an eye on this. I was saying this last year when the Clippers were playing the Mavericks, that it was going to be an entertaining series at the minimum. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, peace.